On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Between
You know what the difference is? You know what the
not
difference
you.
is?
So
Nope. You know
why
what
are
the
you
difference
trying
is
to
between
act
you
like
and
you
I?
identify with these people because you give them money? That doesn't
I
mean you
don't.
identify with them or their
You called me
circumstances.
out and
That doesn't
said,
mean you
why don't
understand
you
them.
go out and give money? And I proved that I did. The difference between you and I is that I'm willing to admit that I never went hungry because we both came from privileged backgrounds. You unwilling to admit it because you're trying to prove a point. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You can't relate. You can't relate to a person that never had and had to scrape it up on their own.
If either one of us could, it's me and it's not you. And that's the fact.
Okay.
No, it's me.
Right.
It's me.
Because you said you never went hungry. By choice or not by choice. You never went
can't
hungry.
Relate. You're right, but I'm willing to admit it. You never willing to admit when you wrong.
Admit what? I just said that I went hungry. What are you talking about?
I'm hungry right now.
Yeah.
She didn't go hungry. No, it's a difference between going hungry and starving yourself purposely. That's what you did. You starved yourself.
Oh my God.
Lettuce costs nothing. Everything in the fruit section don't cost. You can go get a whole box of strawberries and snack on that, or you can go get a bag of Lay's and bust that down. They gonna bust that bag of Lay's with all of them preservatives.
Terminologies
because I'm using extremes in order to illustrate a point. People are going to go get the big bag of Lay's and they gonna bust through that whole day, and then they're gonna try to tell me that they need to preserve the strawberries. Come on, man. Like, honestly, if we really just want to be honest, it don't cost nothing to eat healthy. Real talk.
But price comparison, Anton, a whole thing of strawberries would be more than $4, and that's how much a bag of Lay's is. A whole thing of strawberries. I buy fresh produce, so I'm telling you, you said a whole box of strawberries, right?
Not
the
a
big
box.
Thing of strawberries,
the little thing of strawberries,
like $9. So I know they can't get and a whole bag of Lay's is what, $3 or $4, $5 max if you get the family size.
Yo, it be people doing a grocery store at the corner store, and they be paying triple than what they would pay at the grocery store.
I think it's more so like a information, like an educational, I guess aspect that can be talked about here, because I don't think that people just are like, "Ooh, I want to be unhealthy. I want my family to be unhealthy." I think it's more so just, what's available, what's convenient.
Okay, are you telling me that you're right? But no, and it ain't what's convenient. You telling me, listen, there is a grocery store, and let's be clear, I don't care what urban community you live in, whatever. There is a grocery store somewhere around you, and if you telling me that they don't sell fruit and vegetables in that grocery store,
I never said anything like that.
I'm not talking about you specifically.
Oh, okay.
If you telling me that people ain't walking past all of that fruit and vegetables as soon as you come in on the right hand side, right? If you telling me that people ain't overwhelmingly walking past the fruits and vegetables, and I don't even want to hear about the poor thing, because people, they do what's important to them. People get done what's important to you, straight up. And if you telling me that they not walking past all of the good stuff and going straight to the middle of the aisle and getting that Captain Crunch, you know what I'm saying? They getting all of the work. They getting every single thing that's bad for them. I'm not going for it. All of that junk is a choice. All of it.
And
it's just not. When I was in college, I was poor, and I could tell you a box of Captain Crunch and milk, I could get that whole thing for $5, and that could be like 6 meals. I don't know what y'all are thinking. Like, poor people just don't want to. Like, economically, it takes more to eat healthy. It just does.
Or you could get a pack of chicken and some lettuce and eat that. That could be 7 meals.
A pack of chicken and some lettuce?
Yeah.
No,
they have nice packs of chicken that are not that expensive.
And you could get a pack of chicken and lettuce for $5.
Probably 6, 7, yeah.
I have $5.
I mean, it's what, $2 difference?
I'm not getting a pack of chicken. I have $5 and I need to feed 6 meals. A pack of chicken and some lettuce is not. You're going to be hungry.
I better get ramen or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. You better get some ramen and you better get some Captain Crunch and some milk. And I'm telling you, you eat for 6 meals, a pack of chicken, and you'll be hungry. Every time you eat, you'll still be hungry.
No, chicken is actually filling.
I just literally did a whole show where I'm breaking down the world economics and where it is that we fit in as far as how much money we make. We live in the richest country in the world. Literally, I see homeless people walking around fat. Real talk. They eating good every day. Real talk. And I know because I worked with them. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. It's people that live in third world countries, yo. They find food to eat, and we literally have the option to go to the grocery store. And you telling me that the way that people eat is not a choice?
Have you ever not had food, Anton?
No, I've always eaten good.
Okay.
Always.
Point proven.
But it's still a choice.
Right,
I've always eaten good, but I picked and chose whether I wanted to go to the lettuce aisle or whether I wanted to go to that other aisle.
You've never not had food or never had $5 to last.
Kayla, you said that you was raised in a well-to-do family, and now you telling me how poor you was.
I went to school. Well, my education was paid for, but I still had to eat, buy books, buy clothes.
Didn't give you allowance?
No, I went to school in 2009. My family's business is in real estate.
What does that mean?
I guess if you're not involved in economics, you don't know what that meant. But no, she had money to pay for my education, and that is it. I had to figure the rest out myself. I had to feed myself, clothe myself, buy my own toiletries. I was waitressing. I was doing whatever I could to make sure that I could survive. And I'm grateful for those times because I can identify with people who haven't had. I've identified with people who've worked 2 to 3 jobs to make ends meet, to eat ramen, to eat trash, to just make sure that they can feed their kids or whatever the situation is. So I think without those experiences, maybe I would feel like you do. But because I was to the point when I worked in a restaurant, it humbled me, where I had to take food home from work because I didn't have food. So I just feel like, and that was also a pride thing. I didn't want to call home and say that I couldn't figure it out. So I figured it out on my own, right? So I just think that everybody needs to have some type of experience like this, humbling experience to understand.
We all came from the hood. What you talking about?
I just asked you if you've ever been hungry. You said no.
No, I didn't. Even when I was in the hood, I wasn't hungry.
Okay, so you weren't, just because you were in the hood doesn't mean that you didn't have. Because my mom grew up in the hood too, but my grandma also worked 2
you
jobs
literally just told me that your
they
parents,
never went hungry.
No. You hold on. You just told me that your college was paid for, which means that your parents paid for it, correct?
Most of it, yeah.
But your pride kept you from calling home, no?
No, I mean, I got a on-campus job.
You just said that your pride kept you from calling home.
Yeah, like when I would be irresponsible. Yeah, but
that was a choice. You didn't go to running in the Victim Olympics, man.
It's something about myself that if my parents created this space for me and they gave me opportunity, and I maybe mismanaged money and things.
Oh, okay. So now we get into the thick of it. The point of it is, that it was a choice. It was all a choice. It had nothing to do with you being poor and starving. You can't sit here and tell me that your parents paid for education for you to go. Where did you go? To Howard? Howard is expensive.
It is.
So you sitting here telling me that your parents paid for you to go. Hold on. Your parents paid for you to go to Howard. You fumbled the bag, made some bad choices, and then you had too much pride to go home, and you sitting here talking about the Victim Olympics as though you was running in it.
No one said anything about going home. I meant calling home for money.
I said call home.
I wasn't calling home for money at that time.
I
actually didn't call home for money ever. I got a job. I was down for a little bit, but I started making money, and I started actually making good money, and I was making about $1 a week, and I figured it out myself. I didn't need to call home.
But it's still all a choice. It's all you. You wasn't
right,
poor
but I
for
took
the sake of just being
responsibility
poor.
for my own
You wanted
actions.
to embrace being poor so that you can relate to people or some crap like that. That's not
pride. When you are competent and you make mistakes, I respect, and my family respects, people that correct them, not ask for someone to help them when someone's already helped you.
But
so
Kayla,
I did what I
though.
needed to do. What is wrong with that?
You weren't poor. That's not poor.
Okay, so if I broke down and called home, I wouldn't have been poor, but I was in that situation.
You had a roof over your head.
You wasn't.
Yeah,
but I was hungry.
Paid for you to go to college.
I was hungry though.
Poor.
And you fumbled the bag, and then you neglected to call home.
I didn't neglect to call home. I wasn't calling home because I was going to figure it out, which I
But
did.
the point was that it's all a choice. That came
Okay,
back
but
to
what
my
about the
original
people
point.
that don't have the
Wait,
choices?
wait. No.
This is not about. Hold on.
No.
This is
Because
not
your
about
example don't
me.
hit. Your
This
example
is
don't hit.
It
You
doesn't
trying to
matter.
use-
My example,
Yes, it
my
does.
whole
It
thing
does.
was
It
saying
does.
that when you're in a humbling position, you can understand people who don't have choice, people who
The
don't
point-
have someone to call to help them. That's what the whole point is that you guys are saying every single person in poverty, it's just a choice that they're in poverty and they could just figure it out. And instead of buying healthy food, they buy bad food because they just like bad food. And I'm trying to let you know that it's not
Your
always
point
that.
don't hit though, because yours was still a choice and you wanted to go through the struggle for whatever reason. I don't know. I wasn't you. I don't know what your experience is, but your point don't hit with regard to this situation because we're using examples in order to illustrate whether or not things are a choice and people have the decision to do what they want to do versus what they have to do. And you can't use yourself as an example to illustrate what you had to do because everything you did was based off of your own decision making.
What I'm using my example for is to speak on other people who are
You
poor,
can't
who
speak
don't have
on it.
choice.
But
Yes,
you
I
can't
am.
relate.
I was with these
You
people.
can't
I work
relate.
with these people.
You can't. I
know
have
the
to. You
situation.
can't relate. You
One of my
can't
good
relate.
friends that was the bartender where I work had 2 kids, no help. I heard these stories. I live with these people. So you trying to
You
tell
can't
me
relate.
that
No, you can't.
it
That's
doesn't
like
matter
when
whether
white
I can
people say,
relate
"I
or
got that
not.
one bad friend."
I'm humble and I have empathy enough to be able to understand where these people are coming from and know the
No,
situation. And know it's not that easy
No.
to just up and okay. Well,
That's
how
fake
about you go
humble.
give out
That's
money to
fake
all the
humble.
people, Anton? Since you
I
have
do.
money
I give it
answer.
out every single day. I've given out
Okay, well, I
$6,000
have a
over
list
the
of more
last
people for
12
you that
days.
I'll put in the chat.
I do it every day on my show. I give away $500 to $1,000. I invest in people's
well, I
businesses.
have a
I give
list
it out
of
live.
people.
No.
I have a
You
list
wanted to
of
call me.
people.
Nope.
Can I give you
You
that
wanted
list
to
of
call
people?
me
Add
out.
me to that list, Kayla.
You wanted to call me out. You wanted to call me out. And so now that you called me out, you
Call
know
you
I'm going
out
to show
in
the
what?
receipts. I give out relentlessly. I give out over
Okay, so
$10,000
if it's
every single month
okay,
to the
great.
people.
So can
Hold
I
on,
send you a list of people in
no.
need?
Hold on.
It's
Don't
Christmas,
overtalk
it's
me
the
now.
holidays.
Don't overtalk me now because literally on my other channel, I document me going out in the street and literally giving money away every single month.
Okay, so what is the problem with giving more away?
Look, see, you want to get away from what it was that we caught you up in, or that I
Again, you've
caught
never
you up
been
in.
hungry, so I don't really. You don't identify.
You're right,
Look,
but
look,
at the
I try-
same
I'm
time, hold on,
identify.
JR, hold on, JR, hold on, JR.
If anyone's,
But you know what the difference
if
is?
anyone's closer, it's not you.
You know what?
Between
You
the
know
two
what
of
the
us.
difference is? You
It's
know what the
not
difference
you.
is?
So
Nope. You know
why
what
are
the
you
difference
trying
is
to act
between
like
you and I?
identify with these people because you give them money? That doesn't
I
mean you
don't.
identify with them or their
You called me
circumstances.
out and
That doesn't
said,
mean
"How?
you
Why don't
understand
you
them.
go out and give money?" And I proved that I did. The difference between you and I is that I'm willing to admit that I never went hungry because we both came from privileged backgrounds. You unwilling to admit it because you're trying to prove a point. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be
I'm not
wrong. You
wrong.
can't relate. You can't relate to a person that never had and had
I
to scrape
can't.
it up on
I
their
can't.
own.
If either one of us could, it's me and it's not you. And that's the fact.
Okay.
No, that's
Right.
me.
Right.
It's me.
Because you said you never went hungry by choice or not by choice. You never
You
went
can't
hungry.
relate. You're right, but I'm willing to admit it. You never willing to admit what you when you wrong.
Admit what? I just said that I went hungry. What are you talking about?
I'm hungry right now.
Yeah.
She didn't go hungry.
Hungry.
No, it's a difference between going hungry and starving yourself purposely. That's what you did. You starved yourself.
Oh my God.